Good morning. I am Kim Jacobson. I am the Human Service Zone Director for Agassiz Valley Human Service Zone, which includes Trail and Steele counties. I'm also on the Board of Directors for the North Dakota Association of Counties. I'm pleased today to share with you some information regarding human service zones. Human service zones have undergone a lot of change over the last several years. We continue to be the gateway for human services by providing child welfare, economic assistance programs, locally administered home and community-based services serving the elderly and disabled, indigent burials, general assistance, and local specialty programs. We are formally known as County Social Services. We have 19 human service zones, which offer 19 administrative hubs across North Dakota, with over 53 access points, providing service to the citizens of North Dakota. Our goal is to provide effectiveness and efficiency that's person-centered, timely, and in a quality fashion. Social service systems went through a redesign process, and with that, we formed human service zones. The goals of the redesign was to provide property tax relief through social service financing. Prior to redesign, local social service agencies levied up to 20 or greater mills each year for the provision of human services. The property tax relief provided through redesign now has minimized that greatly. We've also redesigned our service model, which focuses on a quality product and service with effectiveness, efficiency, and is strong on collaboration. So you'll often see one human service zone partnering with another human service zone in order to help meet need, close gaps, and provide quality service. These changes became effective January 1, 2020, so we're a little over a year into the redesign system. On this map, you'll see the 19 different human service zones across the state of North Dakota. Each color represents a different zone, and the star recognizes where the host county is located, so where the administrative hub is in each respective zone. One question that we often get asked that after redesign, who does what and who has what authority? At the county commission level, they have the authority over human service zones to receive and to ratify the human service zone direct and indirect budget. They fund any excess indirect costs above the state reimbursement amount. The host county determines the team members for the zone's insurance benefit plan. Each county establishes their own public building hours and emergency closures in the event of inclement weather. The county commission also appoints human service zone board members to represent their respective community, and they can remove an appointed human service zone board member without cause, with the exception of the human service zone director. The human service zone board also has unique roles. Their roles include to establish policy to review and approve any claim against the human service zone fund for both direct and indirect costs, to review and recommend services for improvement in efficiency, to review requests for adding additional team members to the zone, to hear and to act upon general assistance appeals in the event of standard general assistance or indigent burials, and to hear or act upon employee grievances or appeals. The zone director provides the overall supervision of the human service zone team and manages the day-to-day activities. In that, they must follow DHS policies and may also supervise DHS policies, or DHS employees working within the human service zone. By providing day-to-day management of operations as well as staff in the zone, they also provide program oversight and management. A human service zone director develops, plans, and monitors the human service zone budget, also serves as the chair and voting member of the human service zone board, and also serves as the legal custodian for children placed in the child welfare system within that zone. A zone director also has a role in ensuring a positive workplace and service culture, and a zone director can serve more than one zone. The Department of Human Services has a key role in the oversight and administration of human service zones. Their responsibility is to administer statewide programs for human service zone services, staffing, and with costs. They also provide a compliance oversight. The department adopts program standards, provides training to ensure those standards are understood, develops and administers a system to address chronic or serious human service zone performance issues. If a human service zone is struggling and is not performing to par, the department will step in to advise both the zone director and the human service zone board of those performance requirements, the deficiencies, and develop a corrective action plan to help the zone raise the performance level. Also, the department directs and supervises statewide human service zone work and ensures compliance and provides support on HR policy as well as merit system requirements for human service zone team members. There are some shared roles within the human service zone, and these roles are shared by the human service zone director when it comes to hiring and supervision. So the North Dakota Department of Human Services, along with the Human Service Zone Board, collectively work together when hiring a zone director. The department provides 2 representatives to serve on the hiring committee and will participate in the interviews. And the department must give final approval prior to hiring the Human Service Zone Director. The Human Service Zone Board, on the other hand, also serves on the hiring committee and participates in interviews. They'll make a recommendation to the department on hiring of the Human Service Zone Director, and once approval is received from the department, they will hire the Human Service Zone Director. Then jointly with direct consultation and input from the department, the Human Service Zone Board supervises the director. There are additional shared roles of human service zones, and you can see from this matrix, it can involve various different parties. So prior to eliminating any access point, the Human Service Zone Board, the County Commission, the Zone Director, and the department must all be in agreement. This was an important part of redesign, as it focused on that there needs to be agreement and to ensure that there's service delivery happening throughout the state of North Dakota. In addition, the Human Service Zone Board and the Zone Director have a shared role by receiving zone performance notifications from the department related to overall compliance standards. And it's their role collectively to ensure that corrective action is taken in order to meet any areas of needed improvement. Human Service Zone budgets come in 2 different types. There is an indirect budget and a direct budget, and we'll touch briefly on each. The direct budget is funded by the Department of Human Services for all human service zones. It is legislatively appropriated, and county levy is prohibited in the direct fund budget. Some examples of direct fund budget items include human service zone team member payroll and benefits, client support costs, training and professional development for human service zone team members, and board expense. The direct budget is located within a special human service zone fund. The indirect fund has shared financing. There is some historical department funding to help support indirect costs. County levies can be used to make it whole. So if there isn't enough reimbursement from the department, it is the county's responsibility to step up and to make sure that there's an adequate appropriation. And this was intentional by the legislative body. Their goal was to ensure that there was some local skin in the game. And as we move forward, we're still trying to define and learn exactly how much skin in the game is appropriate and necessary, and to have a shared understanding of what that looks like. Indirect cost examples include things like a landline telephone, human service zone office lease, office supplies, and liability insurance. The indirect fund is located within a sub-fund of the county general fund, and how each zone handles indirect funds as far as responsibilities and duties is detailed in the approved zone plan. Indirect payments include reimbursement for 25% of countywide cost allocation plan costs for human services, in addition to historic reimbursement for other types of indirect costs. Human service zones, our goal is to work together as one to serve the people of North Dakota. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity today to share with you information about human service zones.